A monster producer is a legendary creature who combines multiple skill sets to dominate their market. Are you ready to dominate?
All right, folks, good evening. Good evening, good evening. Coach Michael BURT, I hope you're doing great. Just out of curiosity, how many of you guys have heard me speak or coach at some point? Raise your hand. All right, there's Joey. There's a few folks. Okay, good. Joey, do you want to kick us off tonight and talk about what we're doing here and the purpose and intention of this session so we can get this party started?
Absolutely. Hey guys, welcome tonight. We're excited that you're on. We have world-renowned Coach BURT that's going to impart and pour into us. You're going to gain some valuable insight tonight. It's not like being in the room. I know we said that one time. I am a firm believer of that. We just got back from 2 days with him, having dinner, but also being in the room with him for a couple of days, just imparting some stuff. And it really set the trajectory of our business and life into a whole nother dimension. I felt like, man, I could whoop King Kong with a switch. So, man, I mean, it was on fire there. But hey, we've asked Coach BURT to come in tonight at no charge to you guys to impart to our team. He's going to talk about one of the things or two of the things that most of you guys struggle with. All right, that's follow-up and conversion, moving people from a no or a maybe or not now to a strong yes. All right. So I'm excited, Coach BURT. I don't want to take any of your time. Take it away.
All right. So good evening. And thank you, Joey and Penny, for number one, coming and spending a couple of days with me at my lodge in Tennessee. I've got this beautiful 8,000 square foot lodge where I coach people, and I'm fresh off being in Scottsdale, Arizona, speaking to about 600 Optavia coaches. The president of Optavia was there to see me speak on Friday night. And so we're making some real headway. We're coaching, as many of you know, about 1,500 health coaches right now, and through my coaching programs or various programs. I am a product of Optavia to help me lose 30 pounds to go from 191 to where I am today, what I call my Floyd Mayweather fighting weight. And so I'm down to 168 in best shape of my life at 44 years old. My wife just lost 10 pounds in her first week. She was a nursing mom. And so she was on the nursing mom program, but just got on the program, and she's down 10 pounds in 1 week. So she's doing well. So we're on the program, folks. And so I'm telling you that because I know you may get advice or counsel from a lot of people. Maybe they don't understand Optavia. Maybe they're giving you coaching and they don't really know. I am a product of the product. I have also coached the number one person. I've been the personal coach to at least 3 or 4 of the top Optavia health coaches in the country. So tonight, what I'm going to give you is going to help you. That is, if you want to get serious about this business, right? Is it possible that you could do well financially by doing good in the world? How many of y'all think that's possible? You could do well by doing good. And what I have found over the last X number of maybe last 2 years by coaching some of the top health coaches in the country and coaching little baby stars that have the potential to be big stars is that they struggle really in 2 areas, two real important areas. And one is in follow-up. What do you do when a person indicates interest? And how do you convert a person from an interest to, in Joey's terms, a strong yes? How do you convert an interested person into a committed person? And there is actually a psychology and science behind this. I like to break down words. So tonight we're going to break down the follow-up and the conversion. And I'm going to show it to you in a visual, because I'm a visual learner. And sometimes what I like to see is a visual. And when you're looking at this screen right here, okay, I want you thinking like this. To be great at conversion, you're going to need 3 things. All right. You're going to need a lot of conviction. And conviction is a deep-seated belief that your product or service or program can help another person. How many of you believe it's to a person's benefit to get on the plan, that you guys have? How many people believe that? And you got 100% conviction. Because without 100% conviction, you're not going to share it. You're not going to talk about it. You're not going to try to recruit coaches. You're not going to go out there to help people, folks. If you got 100% conviction, what you're really sharing with people is that conviction. And without that conviction, you're lukewarm. And lukewarm is you're passive, man. It's going to be hard to get people excited. So the first thing you got to have is you got to have a conviction to convert people. Second thing you got to have is you got to have a lot of confidence. You got to have a lot of confidence. Confidence is the memory of success. It is an internal knowing that you can create or manifest. And I want to use a word tonight. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is the parable of the talents. And one of my favorite interpretations of the parable of the talents is that they showed a demonstrated capacity to use those talents. Therefore, they were given more talents. Well, in my opinion, confidence comes from a demonstrated capacity to use something and benefit from something. Therefore, you are able to use more of that. You're able to get more opportunity, okay? So the second thing you're going to need to close people, folks, is you're going to need a lot of confidence, which is an internal knowing based on a demonstrated capacity. Third thing you're going to need, my favorite, is you're going to need some courage, folks. You're going to need some courage. And courage is the ability to do something you may or may not want to do. It's the courage to ask. It's the courage to have a conversation. It's the courage to follow up. It's the courage to go for the close. It's the courage to ask a person. So if you're looking at this diagram, you are using X number of strategies to drive what we call leads in the door. Okay? You're using X number of strategies here. Okay? And we're not going to get into all the strategies you're using, but in essence, just remember this. You don't need more money. You need more people. The people have the money. And the people have the problems. Money changes hands when problems are solved or opportunities are presented. So you're using X number of strategies. That's what you see here, these little circles. There's all these strategies to get people in the door. Okay, maybe we come back in the future and show you how to get more people in the door. But once people come in the door, you share what's called an explanation of service. That's called the EOS. This is where you share your health story. And I use a formula for sharing that story, okay? And that's called the explanation of service. If you share that with conviction and you know, man, this is good for me, it'll be good for you, people show interest. And if you notice right here, this is interest. This is objection. Objection is, well, I'm not interested. Well, it won't work for me. Well, I got to talk to my wife. Well, I got to talk to my husband. Well, I got to sleep on it. Well, I got to think about it. That could be objection, opposition of thought. But we're going to focus for tonight's call on one thing. When a person is interested, how do you follow up with that person? And then how do you ultimately convert that person where they are taking action? Okay. Now, let me give you the definition of follow-up. And I want to change the way you follow up forever. Okay, because when you back up as a coach and understand the meaning of things, why do we follow up? We follow up to help a person make a decision. And that word decide means to kill off. When you help a person make a decision, the word decide, that's the way we say it in the South. It's 2 syllables. We decide, right? The word decide means to kill off. Kill off what? Fear, anxiety, insecurity, doubt. The word decision means to cut away. The whole purpose of your follow-up should help a person make a decision. Okay? That's the whole reason you're following up. Now, so when I'm following up with a person, I actually say, Penny, I'm here to help you make a decision today. And that word decide means to kill something off. And we're going to kill off the old you and help you have a new you. Now, does that sound good to you? And if it does, what would stop you from getting started with me right now? Now, this is assuming you've already explained the value, you've explained the program, they've indicated interest. Now you are following up to convert. So the whole reason I'm following up with you, Penny, the intention of my call today, Penny, is to help you make a decision. right? It's help you come to a decision. I know it scares you. I know you've tried other plans in the past. I know they may not have worked. And I know you may not be betting on yourself, but let me tell you something. We have a demonstrated capacity to do this for thousands and thousands of people. I did it for myself. Okay. I got in the best shape of my life at 44, got down 30 pounds, got my confidence back at a high level. Now, Penny, I can't do these things for you until I help you make this decision to commit. By the way, Penny, you're not committing to me. You're committing to you. Okay. Everybody see that? Now, what I'm doing is I'm telling her right up front, Penny, you indicated some interest in this. You told me you wanted to get your confidence back. You told me you wanted to lose some weight. You told me you wanted to get your mojo. You told me you want to be part of a community. Now, Penny, the purpose of my call tonight is to help you make this decision, right? That's my intention. See how clear I am in what I'm saying. Everybody see that? So the whole reason I'm following up with Penny is because Penny indicated interest and I need to help her make a decision. Okay. Now, let me give you 4 ways to follow up, and then I'm going to show you how not to follow up. And everybody on this call is going to be guilty of following up the way they shouldn't. Okay. Now, number 1 way to follow up. It is to rekindle an initial attraction to something. Let's say me and Emmy Roberts are having a conversation, and during that conversation, I indicate to her, I'm not real satisfied in my health. I'm not real satisfied with the energy I've got. I'd like to get to a better place. And then I go on about my life, and Emmy Roberts goes on about her life. And we are moving the ball down I'm going my way, and she's going her way. And what happens is that energy and that interest I had goes away. Because an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted on by an outside force. That's Newton's law. How many of y'all heard Newton's law? That means I told Emmy Roberts, I'm interested, but you know what? I got busy and I got 2 kids and I got a wife and I'm traveling all over the world. And you know what? Until she reminds me of what I said and rekindles that attraction I had to her solution, I may go on for years, folks. I may go on for years and not even think about it. Okay. So Emmy could call me and say, Coach, remember when you and I talked and you said you want to get in better shape and you want to drop 30 pounds, you want to get your confidence back. What I'd like to do is the purpose of my call today is to help rekindle that interest that you had so we can help you move forward. And I can't help you, Coach, until you commit. But man, once you commit, I'm not going to let you fail. Everybody hear me say that? This may go down as one of the number 1 closes of all time. And if it's not, I'm creating a closing Hall of Fame and I'm going to be in it. I'm going to buy myself a trophy because that's one of the best closes ever. Okay. Now I can't help you, Emmy, until I'm calling you today, Emmy, for one reason. I want to help you make a decision on what you told me that day. We're talking out at the supermarket about how you want to get your life back and get your mojo back, get your confidence back. Now, Emmy, I got the perfect thing to help you, but I can't help you till you commit to something. I'm here really calling today, help you make this decision. Does that sound good to you? And Emmy's going to go, yes. Okay. Emmy, what would stop you from doing it today? See, I believe we lose 10% of momentum every day we don't take action, folks. Every day you wait is the day you can't get back. Okay. So what would stop you, Emmy, from doing it right now while I got you here on the phone? Let's get you started. Okay. So number 1 purpose when I follow up is I say, I want to rekindle that initial attraction. Okay. Number 2 way I follow up is I follow up to show people how this is a solution to their problem. Remember this, Amy Hudson, money changes hands when problems are solved. Okay. Or opportunities are presented. Now, here's my problem. I'm busy. I'm in airports all over the country. I'm eating them Burger King cheeseburgers when I'm going from place to place, man. And I've somehow picked up 20 extra pounds I don't need. Okay. So Amy comes along in my life, Amy Hudson. She says, Coach, I got a solution to that problem. We're going to ship the fuelings right to your house. I want you to put them in your bag. You're not even going to have to think about it, Coach. Every 2.5 hours, I want you to eat these fuelings, eat you 1 good lean and green per day, and boom, in a week or 2, you're going to be feeling like $1 million, Coach. Okay. I'm going to solve this problem for you. Because isn't that the problem most people tell you? I'm busy. I'm just so busy. I don't have time to count the calories. I don't have time to food prep. I don't have time to do this. Well, I got good news for you, Amy Hudson. I have found a simple and convenient and easy way to do this. And that's the only reason old Coach BURT could do it. Okay? Because it's easy and it's simple and it's going to solve this problem for you. Okay. I can't tell you how many people tell me I'm busy. I eat bad because I get busy and I'm traveling and I can't do this. Great. I understand. I know how you feel because I feel the same way you do. I'm going to show you a plan that can help you. That's real simple and real. You ain't got to count anything. I know some people, health coaches, get you count stuff. Look, folks, I didn't count one thing when I lost 30 pounds. All I did is put them fuelings in that bag, and every 2.5 hours reached in there and ate one. That's it. Simple as that. Okay. Don't complicate it. All right. And I work with a lot of busy executives, and I'm like, look, I know you told me you wanted to go pro in your health. I know you told me you wanted more energy for your kids. I know you told me you want to drop down 20, 30 pounds, feel good about yourself, look good in them suits you're wearing. I got a simple and easy plan that worked for me. If it worked for me, I guarantee it's going to work for you. Sound good to you? Look at how I'm talking to people. Okay. Second reason I'm calling or following up is to solve a problem. Everybody see that? Now, today I called a guy who I think would be an incredible coach. And I said to him, the last time I talked to you, you seemed incredibly frustrated with the vehicle that you're in, and the vehicle being the work you're doing. I think you got limited income in your vehicle, and I think you wake up every day frustrated. Now, if I could, and you told me you wanted to coach people, you were a coach, you're a high school coach, you love coaching. If I could show you how you could do well financially by doing good, by helping people get on a path to health and wellness, would you be interested in an opportunity? And you know what he said? Absolutely. I'd be 100% interested. Okay, great. Look at what I did. Am I solving a problem from here, Jeffrey Williams? Yes. Dude's miserable. He's miserable doing what he's currently doing. I'm offering him an opportunity to get out of misery. You guys know that 67% of people are miserable in what they're doing for a living. How many of you guys were miserable in what you were doing for a living? Okay. Let me tell you something. I was a high school teacher for a decade, folks, and 9 out of 10 teachers I worked with, they were miserable. They said teaching would be great if it wasn't for these darn kids. Right? Now, here's the point. If I went to one of them people and said, look, how long are you going to do this? You don't seem to even like kids, but you do have some good skills. Would you be interested in doing something else if I brought it to you and told you I was involved in it personally, would be your coach, and would work with you to help you get on a path to financial freedom while helping people? Would you be interested in that? And they said, yeah, I'd be interested. Okay, good. Let me sit down and talk to you about this opportunity. Now, I said money changes hands when opportunities are presented or problems are solved. So number 2 way I follow up is I show them how I can solve a problem for them. Number 3 way I follow up is I get them to stop and think. People are going to tell you, Ginger, that they're busy. I'm real busy. I'm real busy. I'm real busy. And I had a guy today that wanted to take action on my coaching program, but for a week, he said he couldn't find his credit card for a week. Now, here's the deal. He said, well, I got to put it on my company card and I got to do this. I said, I don't know about you, but I keep my credit card right here in my back pocket everywhere I go. And it takes me all of a second and a half to reach back there and get it. Now, let me ask you a question. In all seriousness, is it that you can't find your business credit card to do this, or is it you don't want to do this? Now, which one is it? I know you're busy. I know you're working hard, but man, let me go back to it, Ginger. Man, I can't help you until you commit to something and make a decision on this. And once you do, so would you take a second, reach back there and get that credit card so we can get you started today? Somehow, folks, magically, must have been magic. He actually found it today when I said that to him. Must have been his other pocket that he couldn't find. And I'm like, look, man, I don't know about, so sometimes a person, they're moving fast. And I say, look, I know you're busy. I'm busy too. Okay. I got 2 kids. I got a wife. I'm traveling all over the world. I'm helping thousands of people. But some things are real important here. And what I need to do is, man, we could have this talk today, or we could have it 6 months from today. And nothing's going to change until you change it. So why don't we go ahead and do it today? And many times, you know what people will say? You're right. Let's do it today. Okay. There is a power, Brandy, in taking action. How many of you agree with that? Yes or no? How many of you wish you would have actually taken action much sooner in your life on this health program? Raise your hand. Okay, good. Because here's the deal. That's what you need to tell people. You need to say, look, I wish now, if I knew then what I know now, I would have taken action way sooner than what I did. Okay. So I don't want you to have that problem. I want you to take action. There's a power in taking action today. Okay, what would stop you from doing it today? Okay. Now, the fourth purpose of the follow-up is to challenge their premise. And the best way I know how to say this is when I was working on my doctorate, I went to college for 9 years. And as part of working on my doctorate, I had to submit a dissertation, of which I submitted 7 times. And this is where you have a premise, you have a thesis, you have a belief, and you share that belief written in a written form, and you have to substantiate that belief with other people's data. You cannot use your own opinion. And so you submit this, and they say, I don't accept it. I don't accept your premise. I reject your premise. Well, when people tell me things during the day, when I'm trying to help them with their health or with their coaching or with their life, they say, well, I got to think about it, and I need to sleep on it, and the timing's not right. I need to pray about it, and I need to talk to my wife about it, my kids, and I don't do anything without consulting with my dog. You know what I'm saying? When they give me all these excuses, here's what I say. Man, I ain't buying it. I love you. I appreciate you, but I'm just not buying what you're telling me, right? It's almost like your dog ate your homework, when y'all use that one. I said, I'm here and I'm a professional. Okay. And I've been doing this 28 years, helping thousands of people. And here's one thing I know for sure. Okay. Is that an excuse is a self-proclaimed opt-out clause. Now, if this program helped you reach your goals, would you be better off or worse off that we took action today? And they said, well, I'd be better off. And I said, okay, well, you give me 17 excuses in a matter of one phone call. Okay. Now, one of my favorite pastors was Eugene Peterson. And Eugene Peterson wrote the book, Long Obedience in the Same Direction. And he would go on a capital raise to raise capital to expand the church. And they would go raise money for the church. And then the very people who helped raise the money for the church wouldn't come to church. And he would go to their house and he would say, I just want to talk to you because I noticed you hadn't been in church. And he said they give him every excuse you could imagine. Well, Pastor, didn't you know Sunday was my fishing day? And you didn't actually expect me to come every Sunday, did you? And hey, we raised the money to build a bigger church. Like, what do you expect me to do? Come to church? And he said for every excuse he overcame, 2 more excuses popped up. And so here's the deal. I don't listen to people's excuses. And I have kind of set a tone with people. When they give me excuses, I smile in a nice Southern way. And I say, now, come on. You don't really buy what you're telling me, do you? Like, to me, right? That sounds awful lot like an excuse. You know what an excuse is? It's a self-proclaimed opt-out clause. Now, we've talked about this 7 times. We've talked about how you want to be in better shape, how you want to look better, how you want to earn more income. We talked about this. How many times can we talk about this before you take action with me? And many times people go, you're right, coach. You're right. It's just an excuse. That's right. That's right. And I'm like, well, let's go ahead and get started right now. You'll thank me later. You'll thank me later. Okay. Don't blame me when you double your income, when you get healthy. Don't blame me when you double your energy. Don't blame me when you double your energy and double your income. But I can't do any of that for you until I get you to take action, right? The word decide means to kill off. There's a power in taking action. So what I'm showing you is I'm showing you this one thing right here. These are all the things I do between this point right here, when a person is interested, during this follow-up and conversion phase. See that? These are all the things I say to people. Look, the purpose of this follow-up is to help you make a decision. The purpose of this follow-up is to give you some more information so you can make this decision. Purpose of this follow-up is to show you how I can solve a problem for you better than anybody else can. Purpose of this follow-up is to make you think, man. Now, I'm going to give you one that I heard just last week, and I think everybody should be using, especially when it comes to people being in your front line. Ed Milet is a real popular guy I've spoken with many times, and he's worth $500 million. And he sells insurance, and he's in great shape, real strong dude, but he wasn't always in great shape. He was a former athlete, baseball athlete, and he got hurt. And after he got hurt, he got out of shape real bad. And he went to the doctor to do some lab work. And while after they did the lab work, he had time between when he did the labs and when he was going to go back and see what the lab said. And he went down to the local place and he ate a big burrito, and he ate all this unhealthy stuff. And he came back and the doctor said, "What did you have for lunch?" And he said, "Well, I had a big burrito and I did this." And the doctor said, "Okay." He said, "Do you have kids, Ed?" And Ed said, "Yeah, I got a daughter and I got a son." And the doctor said to him, "Well, have you given any thought?" He said, "How old's your daughter?" And he said, "Well, my daughter's, 2 years old," or something like that. And he said, "Have you given any thought to who's going to walk your daughter down the aisle when she gets married?" And he said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Well, have you thought about who's going to walk your daughter down the aisle when she gets married? Because if you continue down this path with your health, somebody else is going to walk her down the aisle. It's not going to be you." And that woke him up. From that day forward, he made a decision to get in the best shape of his life, to lose weight, to eat healthy. And it took that doctor, he said that was the best thing that doctor could ever say to me. "Have you considered who's going to walk your daughter down the aisle? Because it ain't going to be you, man, if you keep going at this pace." Isn't that a powerful statement? And Milet said that day woke me up. And from that point forward, folks, I got myself together in my health. And I thought about that. And I shared that story in Scottsdale with all the Optavia people the other night, because to me, I called on a guy one day and said, "Man, it's clearly very unhealthy." And I said, "Man, I love you." He was one of my big fans when I was a high school basketball coach. I said, "Man, I appreciate you coming to every game that you came to. I appreciate that. Man, I think you're trying to do something big in the world. I want to help you get on a path to health and wellness." And he said, "No, no, no, no. I'm healthy and I go to the gym and I do all this stuff." And, he's got real defensive. And I said, "I understand." I wish I would have had that Ed Milet story when I talked to that guy, because that may have been what that guy needed. How many of you guys needed a hard conversation to get your act together before in life? I know I have. Sometimes you need a hard conversation with a person to get yourself together, folks. So when I say one of the reasons I'm calling is to challenge you. I know you said this, but I'm not buying it. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't go the distance in trying to help you get on a path to health and wellness, man. Now, let's talk about conversion. And I'm going to give you, does anybody have any questions about the purpose of the follow-up? Now, here's how not to follow up, folks. Okay? And Deborah Perkle, if you follow up like this after I've coached you, I'm going to come to your house and run you around the parking lot. You understand what I'm telling you? Because I see people follow up poorly every day. And I even wrote a book on this called $1 Million Follow-Up. Okay? And here's what you should never do. Never, when you follow up. Number one, you should never say, "I'm just checking in." Just checking in with you. Number two, you should never say, "I'm just touching base." Just touching base with you. Number three, you should never say, "Do you have any questions?" Do you have any questions? Number four, you should never say, "I woke up thinking about you." Okay? Because that's just plain weird, folks, and creepy. And don't be creepy when you follow up. Okay? Number four, "I was just thinking about you. Thought I'd reach out. Thought I'd reach out today because I was thinking about you." Now, how many of y'all are guilty of doing this, by the way? Raise your hand if you're guilty. Come on, everybody raise your hand, because everybody's done it. I told you guys, Nellie and Dawn Dixon and Amy, that the purpose of the follow-up is to help a person make a decision. None of those things help a person make a decision. None of them. "Well, I'm just following up." Okay, great. Thanks for following up with me. "Hey, I'm just touching base." Okay, thanks for touching base. "Hey, do you have any questions?" No, don't have any questions. What do you do then? You never, ever, ever follow up like that. Here's what I say. Bradley Davis, purpose of my follow-up, man, is help you make a decision. Okay, here's the intention of me following up. Okay, if I was thinking about you, Bradley, there's two strategies I used to bring my health down 30 pounds through this program. And I want to share with you those two strategies. Okay. There's 3 people I've helped in the last week, just like you. I'd love to help you, but I can't help you till you commit to something. See what I'm saying? See how I'm saying it? I'm never saying just touching base. Now, if you think they have questions, here's what I say. I noticed that you haven't taken action yet. So it seems like you're a little unsure about this. Let me feed you some more information so you know what you're getting yourself into. Everybody see that? The reason they're not moving forward is because they either haven't seen enough to move forward or they have some kind of fear. The faster you can address that fear, the better off you're going to be. Hey, look, Joey, it seems like you want to do this, man, but for some reason you're not moving. Maybe I've done a poor job of explaining it. So I'm going to send you some information, some testimonials. I'd be happy to put you on the phone with somebody who was very skeptical about doing this with me. And if that could help you, man, I'm here to move you. Listen to what I'm about to say. I'm here to move you toward your desired outcome. I'm here to help you move from A to B. What are you trying to do? Trying to lose weight, trying to get my mojo back, trying to look good in a bikini. Okay. Whatever it is you're trying to do, folks, all I'm here to do is to help you get there. That's all I'm trying to do here. Now, my best friend lives 4 or 5 houses down from me. We went to elementary school together, high school together, college together. And he was the men's basketball coach, where I was the women's basketball coach for a decade. And I worked out with him in the morning. So we'd go down, we did Tai Bo, which is mixed martial arts. And we work out for 45 minutes. And he noticed that I was getting in better shape, getting leaner. He noticed that I was down significantly in my weight, and he's asking me what I was doing. And so I'd kind of explain it to him, man, I'm on this new nutrition plan. It's been great for me. It's easy. It's convenient. There's a great community. And for the first 30 days, he said, okay, that's good. I said, man, is this something you think you'd be interested in? Because it seems like to me you're trying to lose weight and get in better shape. And he said, I like Mexican food and I like this. So I understand. Then the next day I go down and I explain a little bit more. And one day I finally said to him, I said, man, it's clear to me you're trying to lose weight. You're trying to get in better shape. Listen, I'm going to be real with you. I've been working out at gyms my whole life. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Okay. We can do this Tai Bo every day. And maybe you lose 5 pounds, but you ain't going to lose 30 or 40 pounds. And that's really what you want to do. And I mean, you want to get down under 200 pounds. And he's like, yep, that's what I want to do. And I'm like, well, we can work out every day and you're not going to lose that weight, man. You may tone up some, but you're not going to lose the weight. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Okay. It's that simple, man. So would you like to go ahead and just sign up today and get started with me? And you know what he said? You're right. Let's do it today. And I enrolled him. Now, here's my point. I challenged him. Now, let's talk about conversion. And conversion looks like this. Conversion is the word convert. These are conversion points. Everybody see this? And the word conversion means to convert nothing to something, or an idea into action, or raw material into valuable material. That's what the word conversion means. The word close means to bring two things together, to bring something to an end. All right. These are conversion closes that I use. So I'm going to teach you 3 or 4 of my top closes. And I want you to use these word tracks. How many of you have people right now that are interested in joining you? How many have people that are right there? They're close. All right. We're going to give that a name. We're going to call that your red zone. And your red zone tonight, while I'm talking, I want you to write down at least 5 names in the red zone. Let's do that right now. Okay. I want you to write down 5 names that are in your red zone right now. These are people that are real close. Real close. Okay. Now we're going to call these people your red zone, like a football red zone. If you like football, if you get in the 20-yard line, that's called the red zone. If you can convert that red zone, those are points. Well, there are certain people that are in your red zone. All right. I want you to start using, so tonight, I want you to try some of these. Okay. All right. Number one, I'm going to call this a sweet tea and apple pie close. Okay. And I live in Nashville. And so I like to give people an easy option to close people. Here's what I say. Wes, Sheila, Sussy, look at that. They got the whole family in there. I like that. Here's what I like to say. Here's my sweet tea and apple pie close. Out of everything I shared with you, what piqued your interest the most? Out of everything I told you about this program, what'd you like the most? And I allow them to tell me. And once they tell me, they say, well, I really like the ease of the program. I really like how they ship it to your house. I really like how it seems easy. I really like how if I just stick through. Okay, great. If I could show you how this could be, this is one of the easiest things I've personally ever done. And I could show you exactly where I put the food in my little bag every day and how I eat it every 2.5 hours. If I showed you that, would you take action on this today? If I showed you how I lost 30 pounds doing this? See, that was my sweet tea and apple pie close. I asked them to tell me what they liked. And guess what, Linda Payton? They always tell me what they like. They were, I really like this part. Really like the part seems easy. Really like the part that they send the food to your house. Okay, great. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it, folks. Okay, we call that the sweet tea and apple pie close. Once they tell you what they like, just say, okay, hey, if I could do this for you like I've done it for all these other people, would you do it today? Y'all have got to get good at asking this question. Penny Hip, would you do it today? If I showed you how I do it, what would stop you from doing it today? You can't be afraid to ask this question, folks. Okay. Number two, this one's the one that's going to go in the Hall of Fame. I can't help you until you commit. I know it seems like you want to do this. Listen to the words. I'm going to combine two of these. I always say it seems like, it sounds like, and it feels like this is perfect for you. Am I right about that? Now, Nellie, I can't help you till you commit to this. But once you commit, I'm not going to let you fail. There are more health coaches using that close now. I'm telling you, folks, it's increasing their close ratio significantly. You got to say it like this. It seems like you want to do this, Dawn Dixon. It seems like you want to do this. Okay? It feels like this is a perfect plan for you. Sounds like this is exactly what you've been looking for. Am I right about that? Notice how I'm changing my voice tone. And Dawn Dixon says, dadgummit, it does seem like something I want to do. Okay, good. Well, Dawn, I can't help you till you commit to something. So would you take action tonight and give this thing a shot? Okay, all she can do is say no, folks. There is no such thing as rejection. I've made up my mind. It's to her benefit to take action. It's to her benefit. Here's what I say. You ain't doing this for me, Dawn. You're doing it for you. You ain't doing it for me. You are doing it for you. You're committing to you. I'm just going to be here to help you. Stay committed. Okay. Number three. So that's called my can't help you till you commit close. Number three close. We're going to call this from A to B. You're currently at A, and I am trying to move you to B. B is your desired outcome. Okay, this is where you want to go. Okay, then I take them to a place in the future. If you and I were sitting here December 31st of this year, and you were looking back over this year, and you said, man, the best decision I made was to go pro in my health, was to get my health back and my confidence back. What would have to happen for you to say yes to doing that right now? If you and I were sitting here at the end of this year, we were looking back over this year, and you said the best decision I made all year long was to go pro in my health. What would have to happen for you to take action on this tonight? See, I call that the future close. So here's what I did. I combined two closes together, A to B. And you guys should be very familiar with this because, right, OptiV is a lot about moving you toward what? Your desired outcome. So I always say, look, all we're trying to do here is move you to your desired outcome. You're currently at A. You'd like to be at B. My job in your life is to help you move down the path. Now, let's pretend for a second you and I are sitting here on the 31st of December, and you're 30 pounds lighter, and you look good, and you feel good, and it's New Year's Eve, and we're going out to celebrate. What would have to happen for you to say yes to this? And I take them to a place in the future, and I bring them back to the present. Everybody see that? And they tell me, they say, look, here's what would have to happen. I need a little help from you, because I get started and I fall off the wagon, and I've tried this 17 other times. So I need a little help from you. Okay. And I need to see somebody else that's done it. Okay, great. I'm going to introduce you to one of my people. They got on the plan, got more confidence than they've ever had. Right. I'm going to introduce you to those people, and I'm going to be your personal accountability partner on this. I'm going to work you through this and get you going. First week's going to be a little tough. I ain't going to lie to you. First week's tough on me. See, you need to confront what's called unspoken objections. And an unspoken objection is, I have an objection, but I'm not telling you what it is. Like, man, what was my buddy's objection? Man, I like Mexican food. I like going down to a Mexican restaurant, eating Mexican food. Man, I ain't giving up Mexican food. Here's what I had to tell him. Look, first week without your Mexican food is going to be a little rough. Okay. But once I get you past the first week, once you see some results, once you drop 5, 6, 10 pounds, man, then here's the deal. You can go back to the Mexican restaurant, but you got to eat the chicken. Okay? You got to eat the chicken. Can you do that? You can have some of it, but you just can't have all of it. Now, here's my point. Once I sold him on that, it's like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. What happens when people give it a shot for a week or two, folks? I just told you my wife lost 10 pounds last week. Let me tell you something. She's sticking to that plan like you can't imagine. I couldn't throw a cheeseburger in her face right now and her eat it. She's on fire. She's looking good. She's feeling good. She ain't going to get off the program now because she's got results. Okay? So my point to you is just address it. Look, I know this scares you. I know you like going to Mexican food. I know you like eating pizza. I know you like drinking a cold beer. But here's my point. Let's stay focused here. Let's get you out of the gate strong. And I'm telling you, this is where you got to share and be strong, okay? Now, let me give you one more, because I don't want to overwhelm you with a bunch of them. But these are 7 that I use every day. Okay? Let's use the 2 things together close right here. Okay? Now, let me tell you what that means. To close something, I like the meaning of words. To close something means to bring 2 things together. When you close a door, you're bringing 2 things together. You follow me, Donnie Roberts? Now, it also means to bring something to an end. So what I like to say is, Donnie, what we're really doing here when we're making this decision. Now, that word decide means to kill off. Okay? We're going to kill off your fear. We're going to kill off your insecurity. We're going to kill off the doubt. What we're really doing here, Donnie, is we're bringing 2 things together. You have a desire to get on a path to health and wellness. You have a desire to play at a peak state. You have a desire to go pro. What we're doing is bringing your desire and our system of doing it, and our proven track record of doing it, our demonstrated capacity of doing it, our habits of health system of doing it. And we're bringing these 2 things together, Donnie. Now, Donnie, you know I love you, man, but I can't help you till you commit to something. And there is a power in taking action. Now, I'm going to throw one more on top of this. Is, Donnie, I believe we lose 10% of momentum every day we don't take action. Maybe more. Every day that you don't take action, man, there's a cost to indecision in life. Would you agree? Right? And Donnie's going to go, yep, I agree, coach. Okay, let's get you started right now, Donnie. Let's do it right now. Let's quit talking about it. Let's be about it. Okay. Now, what I'm giving you are conversion points, what I call conversion points. And these are decision points to help another person make a decision. Now, you're going to have a homework assignment tonight. You're going to use one of these closes or conversion points to close some of your red zone people. Okay, now this is real simple. Okay, if I had my cell phone, it's around here somewhere, and I was sending a message to people, I sent a message today in my coaching program to a guy who told me on Saturday night at dinner that he wanted to come to my couples retreat this fall. He said, man, if I could just get my wife on board, if I could just get my wife on board. I said, man, I got good news for you. I've got a couples retreat that me and my wife talk about how you get on the same page with each other. Now, I can't help you and your wife until you commit to something. But the good news is I got spots in October for you, and I'm going to send you the link, and I want you to take action. He's like, I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. And guess what? He didn't do it. So I sent him a video this afternoon, and I said, man, I'm excited about helping you. Can't wait till you and your wife are on the same page, just like you told me you wanted to be. And that's really the purpose. So the intention of my message today, the reason for my video message to you is I want to go ahead and get you committed, man, because I can't help you till you commit to something. You can thank me later when you and your wife are on fire and y'all are in one accord together and you're doing big things together. But for now, I got to help you come to a decision. And that word decide means to kill off. And I did that in a video text to him. Everybody see that? Okay. So I want you to use video text, phone call, email, Facebook Messenger, send a pigeon. Y'all got pigeons in Alabama, don't you? So here's the deal. I don't care what you got to do to get a message to another person, but you got to start using these closes, folks. I'm telling you, these things will work. Okay. Now, here's your homework assignment. I want to see who can close the most people in the next 20. Wait, how long you want to give them, Joey? How long you want to give them? Because I'd like to see a little contest here to see who. I want to separate out the Navy SEALs and the baby SEALs.
Let's give them 24 hours between now and 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow night.
Okay. We got a little contest going, folks. Some of you competitors, I want to activate your prey drive. Competition is an activator of prey drive. I'd like to see who can close the most people in the next 24 hours using the techniques that I've taught you tonight. Okay. Now let's get some things off the table. If you got a fear of embarrassment, okay. I'm in front of thousands of people every single week. And there was somebody sent me somebody made a parody of me the other day, and it made it, I don't know, some like, like big parody. And they sent me this message, said, you become famous when they're making fun of you, coach. And I'm like, you know what? If I could get on Saturday Night Live, that would be the ultimate knowing that I made it, folks. If they make fun of me on Saturday Night Live. Here's the deal. There is no fear of embarrassment. There is no fear of failure. There is no fear of rejection. There is no fear of any of these things, folks. You can't lose something you don't have. So if somebody says, look, I'm not interested, I don't want to do it. Okay, ain't no big deal. I don't take it personal. Some will, some won't. So what? I'm only looking for people that are looking for me. Do you know that it took me 2 years to make a decision to join Optavia? I knew about Optavia for 2 years, folks. I didn't join. I didn't get on the nutrition. Then it took me another year to be a coach. It took me 3 years. And the one guy, Doug Wood, you guys probably know him, he stayed involved in my life. And he just kept touching me and loving on me and being there for me. And one day I made a simple decision, man. I want to get my weight down. I want to get in better shape. It took me 2 years to decide to get on the program. It took me 1 year to decide to be a coach. Okay. So here's my point to you. Don't give up on people. Just cause no today doesn't mean no forever, folks. No today doesn't mean no forever. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I got some inside baseball. Maybe whatever. Time is not right. Who knows what the reason is? But you got 24 hours, and I want to see who can close down the most people. Fair enough? And I tell you what I'll do. Person that closes down the most people, I'll give you 2 spots in one of my boot camps at my lodge for the person that closes down the most people. Now, that could be as much as a $2,000 value, folks. So you can report your closes to Joey and Penny, and the person that closes the most, you can get 2 free days of coaching from me at my 8,000 square foot lodge in Tennessee. Okay. And Joey and Penny can tell you how important that is because they just spent 2 days with me. Some of the top Optavia people in the world have come to my lodge and spent 2 days with me. And I spend 2 days coaching people in this beautiful 8,000 square foot place, sits on 23 acres. We even pay the deer to show up in the morning, say hi to you folks. And they do. Okay. Now here's my point. Could be a game changer for you. So Joey and Penny, I'll give the person that makes the most closes in the next 24 hours, 2 days. They can come to Person of interest, flip the switch, or monster growth. Those are 3 boot camps. I'll let you choose. Does that sound like a fair deal?
Very generous, coach. Very generous, guys. It'd be worth 10,000 to you to win this. I would get on the ball and rock and roll with this thing. Try to bring on 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people in the next 24 hours. You don't want to miss that. I'm telling you, being 2 days with coach up front, face to face. I was on the front row. I was like right in his grill. He'll tell you.
Yes, he was. Kind of scared me every now and then. Joey does. But thank goodness Penny balances him out a little bit. Now, here's my point. I'm going to tell you one more thing that I'm going to be doing, and this is for everybody. In the month of May, we've had so many requests from health coaches on one thing: confidence. How do I help people with their confidence? Because confidence is tied to your ability to ask another person for something. It's tied to your ability to make outbound calls. I'm working with my wife on this. She's an Optavia coach. I'm working on my wife on what to say, how to say it, how to follow up, how to close, because that is not my wife's natural tendency. She doesn't have the same sales skills I do. So I'm coaching her in how to be confident in sharing her health story, how to be confident in following up, and how to be confident in closing down people that are interested, folks. Okay, so in the month of May, I'm doing 4 nights. It's every Tuesday night in May. And I know that's a night you guys train, so I'll let Joey talk to you about how we're going to do this. But there's a simple, I'm doing a 1-hour course every Tuesday night in May on nothing but confidence. It's only $97. It's only 97, and it'll be the best $97 you have ever invested in your life, because I wrote a book on confidence. I have studied confidence at the highest levels. I have coached some of the most confident people in the world. I was with 2 billionaires, that's with the B, on Saturday night having dinner with the guy who invented Priceline, if you've ever been on Priceline, and he's trying to buy the Tennessee Titans right now, and also Glenn Stearns, who is on a show called Undercover Billionaire. And let me tell you something, those dudes have a lot of confidence, but they didn't always have confidence. They told me about times they lost their confidence, and then they almost lost everything, and then they did lose everything, and then they got it all back. Now, I have found that confidence is the one thing that affects everything. So if I can teach you how to build it, how to maintain it, how to protect it, it'll be incredibly valuable for you. So if you look in the chat box right now, there's a 4-week mentorship right there with Eric White. Okay, when I click on it and I show you what it looks like, it'll basically just pull up a page that looks like this, and it shows you what I'm doing. It's a private 4-week mentoring. These are the subjects that I'm going to be covering. How do you build indestructible confidence? How do you learn how to protect your confidence every day? How to get your confidence back when you've lost it. Now, and how to execute with very high degrees of confidence. Okay. It's only $97 to spend a month with me working through that. So for all of you that are serious, okay, this is where we separate out the serious people from the non-serious, folks. I'm telling you, I made my own wife pay for this course. I'm like, if you're going to go through it, you're paying for it, girl. Because when you pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So this is good for you. All right, Joey, what questions can I ask for you guys? What questions can I answer for
Don't be bashful. If you've got a question, come off mute, speak up, ask coach to clarify something or how you can implement one of these follow-up strategies or these closing tactics.
Hey, I've got a question. This is Donnie Roberts. So how do you know when it's too far to push, or do you just kind of pause on it for a little while and then follow back up?
I typically know, Donnie, I like to say I know within the first 15 seconds if a person is open to an idea. Okay. And I make up my mind in the very first conversation if I'm actually going to go 7 to 15 touches with a person. Okay. And I'm not trying to beat somebody over the head to convince them. I'm really only sharing if I think you're totally closed off, guarded, not open to it, then I just say, man, it seems like you're not interested, and that's okay. Right. I just thought it could be a good fit for you. I'm not going to beat you over the head with it. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't, fine. There's 7 billion people on planet Earth. So what I try to do, Donnie, is in the first talk, the first time I present the idea, I share a story. And the story is, I believe at some point in everyone's life, we make a decision to go pro. And we make a decision in the body, that's physical, in the mind, that's mental, in the heart, that's emotional, and the spirit, that's spiritual. And I tell a story. I was in Mexico. I was speaking at a conference. They asked me to come outside by the swimming pool. I didn't feel confident about my body. I weighed 191 pounds. And man, I made a decision that day to go pro in my health. And I say, man, it seems like you're trying to go pro in your health, or I believe you have a desire to go pro in your health. And if you do, and I could show you how I did it, would you be interested? And if they go, no, I'm not interested, man, I just move on. I'm not going to try to beat them over the head with it. But if they say, yeah, I'm interested. I've been wanting to get my health right. And many times they do, by the way. I say, okay, well, let me follow up with you. Let me follow up and get a good time with you. And I'll share exactly how I did it. Okay. Now, what happens, Donnie, is they get busy and they get distracted. And we are creatures of habit. So we convert back to comfort. Okay. And so when we convert back to comfort, that's really our problem. And our goal is to keep their attention. So I typically say from the time you present an idea and they're hot, you have 36 hours to try to close them down. After 36 hours, you lose a lot of energy and momentum.
Got it. Okay.
So I was telling my team, Joey and Penny's looking at doing something with me. Joey's looking at coming to my, speaking school, Joey, something like that. And I told my team today, I said, y'all better close Joey down because we're getting past that 36-hour mark. Megan Farrell's like, I'm going to close him down, coach. I'm like, well, go get him, girl. Get your prey drive activated. Now, here's my point. My point to everybody is I do believe from a time a person presents an idea and their interest is that you do have 36 hours to where that interest kind of fades. Okay. So that's just me doing this for 28 years, man. I see people get excited and then they kind of fall off the wagon. Then they get excited, then they fall off the wagon. Great question.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, how about if they say they can't afford it? Remember when I said I don't accept the premise? Folks, people say they can't afford spending $800 at Longhorn on Friday nights. Okay? And I guarantee you people are spending money on things that ain't good. That here's what I say. Look, I understand why you think you can't afford this, but I would bet that you'll actually save money by being on our program than what you're currently spending. And I bet every dollar in my pocket that if I looked at the money you're spending eating out, if I looked at the money you're spending on other things, I would bet that you're spending a lot more money than you think on food every month. Okay. And very few people do an audit on how much money they're spending, by the way. Okay. And when you say that, I say, I understand why you think that, but it's actually not a lot of money. Okay. What's having your confidence worth to you? Okay. And I really do believe, the reason they don't know that's because they don't see the shipment. They can't touch it. They can't see all the fuelings that come to their house. They can't, does that make sense? They can't put their mind around. So it's like, oh, I'm spending, $400. Well, I want you to track for 30 days how much money you eat out, how much money you spent eating out this past month. Then come back and tell me how much money you spent. Okay. You like Texas Roadhouse? Oh yeah, I like Texas Roadhouse. I bet you spent $150 at Texas Roadhouse on Friday night. Okay. So that one is one I just don't accept the premise. I just don't accept the premise on that. Okay. What time are we looking at for the coaching? 7 p.m. Central Time. 7 p.m. Central.
Hey, Coach, can I jump in here for a second?
Yes,
Is this 4-week mentoring, that's going to be recorded, correct?
of course it is. Yep. I record everything.
All right. So let me interject for those that are interested in this. I think it'd be beneficial to everybody on here, especially younger coaches. You've been around a while. You have a little bit more confident in what you're doing. But if you're a young coach in the first year or two, I would say this is going to absolutely give you a great influx of confidence to be able to make that call, press through your emotions, your feelings, kick fear in the face and do it. So let me say this, it's going to be recorded. I know Heather's team, if you're on Heather's coaching Zooms that start at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday night, I know this may conflict, so you can talk to Heather, but it will be recorded. You'll get the recording link. You can watch it later. So I don't think it's going to affect you. For those that are on my team that are on my teaching time on every Tuesday night, we do 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So what we're going to do is we're going to join in with Coach Burt. I'm going to be there. We're going to advocate you being there at 7 o'clock. He'll go to about 8. So he'll give you an hour of his undivided expert teaching. We'll jump off of that, jump on ours for the last 30 minutes, and we'll just kind of recap on what we've learned and kind of how we can implement that. And I will say this, I can't speak for Heather's team. You guys will reach up to Heather. Heather will make a decision on how you want to handle that. But those that are directly underneath me, what we're going to do is, you know what, if you say, hey, I'm young, I just started coaching, I don't know about this $97 thing. First of all, that's $20 a time for an hour of sitting with a world-renowned coach that you're not going to get anywhere. I guarantee you're not going to call Grant Cardone and say, hey, can you teach me for an hour for 20 bucks? You're not going to get it, guys. He's doing that as special price for us. But if you still think that you can't do it, reach up to your coach, your mentorship team. I guarantee you we'll be glad to invest in you guys if you'll commit to this. Go ahead and get registered. Go ahead and get committed into this, and we will do what we can to help you. And, you know, if you miss a night, it's always recorded. You can always go back, and he'll post those links onto the recordings of that. I've done other 4-week mentorships with Coach Burt. He always sends out the links. I always get the recording. If I missed a part of it, I can go back and rewatch the whole thing. Guys, you're not going to miss this. I'm telling you, I've already seen several of you said recorded, or several of you in the chat already said you registered. Listen, guys, don't miss this. Don't let money be a factor. Don't let time be a factor, because it's going to be recorded. The other thing is we'll help you take care of it. Coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, guys, this is important. You're doing important work. Confidence is the one thing that affects everything, you know. And let me tell you something, who's coaching you matters. If you look at the top health coaches in the world, they all have coaches. Okay, I'm coaching some of the top people in the world right now in this business. And, you know, they're investing significant amount of money in learning technique and strategy, because they're serious. They're serious about helping a lot of people. So I really encourage you. We'd love to have you. Now, let's see, Jason Rickles, but are we putting the link in our text thread or FB page? It's in the text thread right here, but you can put it in the FB page as well for you guys. Okay.
Yeah, we'll list that after this is over, guys. We will put it in our coaching page, so you can grab that if you can't, but you go in the chat and grab it right now.
Hey, Coach Burt.
Hello.
So I know you were talking about you got that 36-hour window to kind of close the deal, but say it doesn't happen in that 36 hours. When do you follow up the follow-up?
So I use a series of what I call linear and non-linear touches. And sometimes, Jeffrey, my follow-up is, you know, I'm trying to close some people that we didn't close in the first 36 hours on some big deals. And sometimes it's association. Hey, I'm here, and this got me thinking about this. And here's a strategy that I know we haven't talked about. Here's a person that's using this and it's having success. Here's some things I'm seeing working. Sometimes I just say, man, good morning. I mean, and I just keep kind of staying in their life in some way. I notice you're doing this. Congrats. Great job. I'm here for you. If you need anything from me, that's kind of what Doug Wood did for me for 2 years. You know, he never really tried to push me on Optavia. He never tried to sell me on Optavia. He's basically just there and supported me. I see you're doing big things. Congratulations. I see you and Natalie are doing this, right? I'm here. Come out to Phoenix and spend time with me. I mean, it was always something. It was never like a direct, man, hey, get your big booty on Optavia. You know, he didn't say it like that. It's what he should have said. I needed him to say it to me, but he didn't say it like that. He was just like, man, I'm here for you, man. I support you. I love you. I believe in you. And then I made the decision, man, I need this. Like, and I literally just made it one day. It's like, boom, I'm in. And so I would tell you to think about it that way. I'm connecting with people. I don't know what the possibility is, man. I'm just presenting ideas. I called a guy tonight on the way home and I said, man, I notice you're real frustrated. When I'm talking to you, you seem real frustrated with the vehicle you're in, the job he has. And he said, man, I'm incredibly frustrated. I said, man, you got great people skills. You want to be a coach. You seem like you want to be a coach. You're into health. Man, I really think you should check this out. I think you could be a great coach in this business. And he's like, I'm interested, man. I'm interested. So see what I'm saying? It's like some people, like the first time you present it to them, they're like, hey, I'm interested. Some people, it takes a while. The average statistic, Jeffrey, says 7 to 15 touches 80% of the time to convert somebody who's interested into a person who's taking action. 7 to 15 times. Okay, don't use the same touch every time. So notice I didn't say, hey, do you have questions? Touching base and following up. Are you ready to go? Like I do creative things to follow up with people. Video, text message, all kinds of different things. Testimonials. Hey, here's an example of somebody I work with just like you. You know, seems like you want to do this, but you may be stuck on one thing. Let me feed you some information. You know, just something. Yeah, I just keep it in a positive forward position. Okay. Any other questions, folks? All right. Who's going to accept the challenge? I want to see who's going to close some folks down. Okay. Who's going to be at my lodge, sitting face to face with me, eyeball to eyeball? I'm telling you, could be a game changer, folks. So the game's on. You got 24 hours. Get them red zone conversions. Joey and Penny can tell me who it's going to be. You got 2 spots. Okay, you got 2 spots at the lodge, spending 2 days with me at one of my events. And I'm telling you, we charge as much as, sometimes 5,000, 6,000 bucks for these things. So it's a good little challenge. And I'd love to see you on the 4-week mentoring either way, whether you win this challenge or not.
Coach Burt,
Yes.
I did have a question. Earlier, you had stated the 2 things together. I didn't get the second part. You said your desire and what was the second?
Yeah, what we're doing, what I say here is we're bringing these 2 things together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's your desire to lose weight, gain confidence with our system, habits of health system, community. And then I typically combo that with, but I can't help you until you move. I can't help you till you commit to something. Or I may combine any of the closes I gave you tonight with that. So what we're doing is bringing 2 things together. If you and I were sitting here, at the end of this year, and you said this is the best decision you ever made, what would have to happen for you to take action on this? Right? I combo some of those closes on top of each other. But my favorite, if you said, Coach, what's your favorite? It's simple. It's man, I can't help you till you commit to something. Like I'm dying to help you move toward your B, but I can't help you until you make a decision. The purpose of my call tonight is to help you make a decision. All right. You can dabble or you can decide. Okay. But the people who decide are the ones that go all the way. Okay. Great question.
Thank you.
Okay, folks. Thank you. Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you for letting me jump on here and coach you. I love the Optavia family. It is my hope one day to be the official coach of all 40,000 Optavia coaches. So anybody who can, if you can help me with that, hey, I appreciate your help on the front end. Okay. And thank you. If you do a good job, I'll make you one of them Optavia brownies. Sound like a plan? Okay.
Hey, Bart, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Hey, all right. So I'm in a group with a lot of other coaches that are not with Optavia. They're with other programs and so forth. How do you appeal to somebody who already is in a program and they think that what they've got is just that what they already have in their head is a good thing? You know what I'm saying? And you're wanting to present to them and pull them into what we do. Kind of how do you appeal to somebody who's got a lot of preconceived ideas, perhaps? For example, I've got 2 coaches I'm talking to who they're really in this organic kick. And so I'm trying to move them forward.
Have they indicated interest?
They have indicated interest, but then their objection, when they started going with objections, it was basically along the lines of, they were talking about how they're all into this organic stuff, so.
Are you looking at them to be in your front line or look at them to be coaches?
Coaches, they're already coaches.
Okay, so they're coaching on the organic side.
Yes.
Are they successful?
No, I'm sorry. They want to be health coaches. They're life coaches now.
Okay. Is it working for them?
They're making an impact, but as far as income, I don't think they're that successful. They're doing okay. I haven't seen where they've really done anything that's really dramatic. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I think you can sometimes address that and say, I feel like you got the right heart. I feel like you got something you believe in. And I think that's important, and I'll never knock that. But I do think I use the word vehicle a lot. The vehicle you're in is very important. And sometimes I say, man, I just don't think that vehicle can get you to where you're trying to get to financially, and I'm trying to marry your desire to coach with a vehicle that can get you there. For example, I was a high school basketball coach for a decade, and no matter how hard I worked, I couldn't make any more money. The vehicle couldn't get me there. That's not a knock to the coaching. It's the truth, man. I couldn't make any more money, no matter how hard I tried. So I had to find the right vehicle. I wanted to coach, but I needed a vehicle where I had some good earning power. So I would just say it like that, man. I feel like you got the right heart. I feel like you're doing the right thing. I feel like the vehicle we've got's probably got a little bit better earning power than what the vehicle you're currently in.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Okay. Have a good night. I appreciate you. Make sure you take action on that confidence course. And 24 hours, Navy SEALs, not baby SEALs, baby. Let's see who's in. Okay. Guys, have a great night. Thank you.